Good morning, afternoon, everybody. This is a tutorial for the updated Mounts and Vehicles system on Fab. I have added a Flight Master at no cost, and all of you will be getting the same exact thing. Let's learn a little bit about it. So first off, there's been two materials added, one for the palm tree bark, one for the leaf. There has been one mesh added for the palm tree for the bird to sit on, and there has been two blueprints added. One would be Flight Master, and one is the Flight Master exit. They need their own, the Flight Master needs their own exit, and to use this one, it's the same as any other asset on here. You drag it onto the level, you pull out that spline to create your flight path, and then you have to have the exit and make sure that exit is nudged up so your character doesn't glitch out when they spawn into the world. And it's that easy. So when you play, there's also been one widget added. The widget is for this Flight Master. There's two flight paths, and when you run up to it, it'll pop right up. And it's the same as the flying mount. So let's dive into, there's already one set up in this demo level, so I don't need that, and I don't need that extra one. So let's dive right into this. On the Flight Master exit, it's the same as the flying mount, except for this one is casting to BP Flight Master. It's checking for the Flight Master, and then teleporting the character, your third-person character, to the location. The location is that red arrow right here. That's where your character is teleporting to. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Flight Master. So you'll notice it's extremely similar to the flying mounts. The only difference is that on Flight Mount 1, the spline and the mesh and everything is all the same, and then on Flight Path 2, it has all of its own variables. It has its own spline, it has its own distance and speed, I guess, is shared. The reset is different, and yeah, so if you've followed on the flight path, I'm sorry, it's a little bit early, and I haven't had enough caffeine. If you've done any of the flying mounts, it's extremely similar. The only major difference is right here. When the Flight Master is overlapped, it's going to create a widget. That widget is what we're going to cover next. It's the widget blueprint Flight Master, and it's going to bind two custom events to that widget. One is Flight Path 1 and the other is Flight Path 2. And when those buttons are clicked and when those custom events are called, it's going to set off to Flight Path 1 or Flight Path 2. Another difference is that the event begin play, the event tick, and the camera movement. Camera movement is shared. It's shared through right here. We are setting active cameras, and that functions on both of them, so the camera movement is shared. The event tick is shared again, and event begin play is shared through a custom event. So it's the same thing, just a couple custom events. Now with that one out of the way, let's take a look at the widget. The widget is very straightforward. It's going to be in Mounts and Vehicles and Widgets. It's just one lonely widget, and it looks like this. I didn't want to go too complex with this, so on Event Construct, when it's being made, it's showing your mouse cursor, grabbing your player controller, and setting the input mode to Game and UI. On the Exit button, it's removing this widget from the parent and setting your mouse cursor back to hidden through the player controller and setting your input mode. When you click on Flight Path 1 button, it's calling for Flight Path 1. This is what carries over to the Flight Master blueprint itself. And the same for Flight Path 2 button. It's calling the special event for Flight Path 2 in the Flight Master blueprint itself. Oh, and there is one more thing that I want to show you guys about this. And if you didn't know, you can just select and then hit Edit Blueprint right up here. So there is this collision box right here, and event graph. This is what's actually creating the widgets for you, right here at the beginning. On Begin Overlap, it's casting to the checking for the character and creating the widget, and then on End Overlap, it's removing it from the parent right here, and also handling the mouse cursor and your input mode. There is a 1-second delay. If you have any problems, try changing the duration of this delay, because it also resets creating the widget. So if it's triggered once, it's not going to trigger again until you've ended the overlap right here. And I think that covers just about everything in a quick crash course. There should be plenty of information on the documentation if you need any more. And I hope you all are having a great day and have a lot of fun with this one. Bye.